morning, guys. I'm just going to give it a minute and then we will make a start. Hope you're all well today. Please make sure you've got plenty of water nearby, okay? Because although you're not jumping around getting hot and bothered, you do still need to keep your fluids intake up, okay? I'm on fluids only now for 2 days. Ugh. I know, horrible. I can have white bread and eggs and potatoes, but I don't really want those. I don't tend to eat white bread. Eggs I will eat every now and then, but potatoes are maybe once a week. Okay. Set this up ready. So please feel free to work where you feel comfortable. Rest whenever you need to, and as I say, get a drink at any time. Keep your fluids up, okay? The levels will be there. If it becomes uncomfortable, if you're already at the lowest level, then you need to rest, okay? But if it becomes uncomfortable and you're at a higher level, take it down a notch, okay? But work up the levels, because it's always best to get really good technique at a basic level, at level 1, and then build it up gradually, because then you can make sure that you're keeping that technique in place as you advance through the levels, okay? Otherwise, I see it all the time, people go straight into, for example, level 3 leg pull, where you're up on your hands, and all the time I see it, their hands are out wider than their shoulders, their legs are out wider than their hips, their back is pushed down so the pelvis is tilted. So I see it all the time, and that's simply because you've just gone straight into it without thinking about it. So we'll get you in a standing position first, okay, where we'll get your core muscles in place, we'll get your neutral spine, we'll get your breathing right. Then we'll do a little bit of a mobility, which is purely just to get those bodies moving. It's not to elevate the heart rate or to get you too hot and bothered. It's just to literally loosen up through the body in preparation for the exercises, okay? So, are you ready? Knee problems, back problems, options are there, okay? So standing nice and upright, nice and tall. Toes and knees point forwards, shoulders are down and relaxed. Make sure that you're balanced and centered, you're not lopsided, you're not leaning over. Your body weight is even between both of your feet. Don't feel like you've got too much on the balls of the feet or the heels of those feet. It's my mummy's birthday today, so I'm going to go and see her in her garden today. Still can't give her a hug, that would probably be the best present she could have at the moment, but still can't do that. Making sure then that your back is neutral, tilting your pelvis forwards and backwards. We're aiming to find the natural lordotic curve, the position where your back feels the most comfortable, okay? Natural lordotic curve, neutral spine. Maintaining the neutral spine, comfortable back, we need to find and engage our core muscles. So we begin with the pelvic floor. Morning, Marie. Are you all right, my lovely? Making sure that the pelvic floor is drawn up, so the pelvic floor muscle from within. Marie, I've just turned the music down because I thought it was a bit loud, but let me know if you can't hear it or anything. Pelvic floor is attached to a lift, and there are 10 levels to the lift, 100%. So I want you to draw the pelvic floor up. That's the muscle you'd use to stop mid-flow. Okay, so you're drawing up as high as you can to floor 10. Then I want you to lower it down to floor 5, 50%. Then take it down to floor number 3, so you're at 30% engagement. You can feel you're drawing up a little bit, but it's not too much, and you should be able to maintain it. Imagine you've got a belt around your middle, 10 notches on the belt. Pull that belt into notch 10 so the tummy goes as tight as possible. Take it out to notch 5, out to notch 3, and leave it there. So your core muscles set and engaged. 30%, level 3, notch 3. Holding from the core and from the neutral spine, our breathing comes from our rib cage. Lateral thoracic breathing, okay? Hands on the ribs, fingertips touch. We take a deep breath in, fingertips part, but not because you've moved your hands, because you've opened the ribs, and release. Take a breath in, and release. Relax the arms down and just gently begin to pedal through your feet one side to the other, raising up the alternating heel. Allow your shoulders to gently rotate one way and the other. Good. Place the feet down, lift up onto the toes and release. Lift up onto the toes and release. One more time, lift up, lengthen the whole body and release. So we're going to take a big lunge forward with our left leg, lengthening our back leg, and then we're going to push back into the middle and change sides. So you're lengthening your back leg. You're bringing your body forwards and down. If you have high or low blood pressure, just go to here. Keep your head up, yeah? Otherwise, as far through as comfortable for you. Last one here. Good. And then we're going to take a big step out to the left. Reach up and over. Into the middle. And we go the other way. Lengthen the inner thigh. Whoop. She says as she falls over. Stretch and lengthen through the waist. Spinal or lateral flexion, I should say. One more here. And then into the centre. Hips forward. Allow your hips to rotate in one direction and the other. Lovely. From here, arms come up. Take a breath in. Breathe out, rotate round. Breathe in, come to the centre. Breathe out, rotate the other way round. Breathe in, come to the middle. Breathe out, rotate. Breathe in, return. Breathe out, rotate. Breathe in, return. Morning, Nikki. Breathe out, rotate. Get the hips in place. Last one here. Spinal rotation. And release. Good. So you're just going to take 1 foot forward, circle the leg round, lift the knee up and balance. Toe comes forward, circle the leg round, lift the knee and balance. Ankle one way and the other. Place the foot down. Other leg comes forward, circles round, lift up and balance. By all means, use something to help you balance if you need to. Hold it up. Ankle one way and the other. I think the music's too loud to hear the cracking of my ankles. Place the foot down and then stand towards the back of your mat or whatever it is you're going to use. Breathe in, tuck the chin to your chest. Breathe out, gently roll down through your back. Allow your arms to hang and relax. No problem, my love. You catch up later. Absolutely fine. Have a good day at work. And gently roll up. Yep, I'm on this fluids. Good. Reach the top and release. I think I need one of those little backpacks with the water in and the straw. That's what I need. Breathe in, chin to the chest. Breathe out, gently lower down. Roll down through your back. Allow your arms to hang and relax. And then when you're ready, carefully come up. You're only going down as far as comfortable for you. So we're going to go down this time and we're going to make our way down to the floor. Breathe in, chin to the chest. Breathe out, begin to roll down through the back. At your lowest point, place your hands down. You're going to walk your hands forward and try and keep your feet flat on the floor so you're in a downward dog. Head is between the arms. We breathe in, bringing the knees forwards and down. We breathe out and place the feet down again. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now, if you have high or low blood pressure, or if you can't keep your feet down, you don't like the downward dog, come into a cat instead. Breathe in, arch the spine, tuck the chin in. Breathe out and release. Breathe in, round the spine, tuck the chin in. Breathe out and release. So in whichever one you have chosen to do, I would like you to complete 2 more, please. So on the downward dog, after your second one, bring yourself down onto your knees. Wrists, elbows are under the shoulders, knees are under the hip, and you have got a gap between those thighs, hips distance. Breathe in. As you breathe out, push one leg all the way back behind you. And then breathe in and draw that leg back in and change sides. Now, you are creating resistance between your foot and the floor. So as you push your leg out, you should feel the lengthening, your pull come through your core. So this is level 1, and I can honestly say I can feel my core muscles working because I'm resisting, I'm pushing along. I'm not just sliding it out willy-nilly, I'm allowing it to push and then to pull. Level 1, level 2, fully extend, raise. Breathe in lower, toes touch down, and then draw it back in. So if you are lifting, straight leg, and then toes touch down at the furthest point before you bring it back in. Your back remains nice and still, don't dip or arch the spine. Next level, opposite arm slides out along the floor. And then the hand and the leg slide back in. Last option, fully extend through the arm and the leg. And then raise, lower, and return. So with or without moving the opposite arm, with or without lifting that arm. Remember, it all started at level 1, where we're just pushing and pulling the leg back in without allowing this back to move. Drawing up through the belly button, deep, full breaths. Your movements, I hope you're carrying on by the way, your movements should be slow and controlled. So as long as you're using deep, full breaths from the rib cage, then your movements will be good. Okay, so you've got to think about that technique. I am going to ask you please for one more on each side. Once you've completed those 2, you're going to carefully come down onto your forearms, lower the body down. Looking down between your wrists, you're going to draw up your pelvis and hold. So we've drawn the pelvis up, belly button towards the ceiling. Hold this position. Now, if you want to go further, breathe in, breathe out, lift one leg, breathe in, bend, breathe out, lengthen, breathe in, lower, changing legs each time. So you always have one knee down. Breathe out to lift, into bend, out to lower, into return. So this is your leg pull at level 1 with one leg kick. Now if the kick isn't working for you, if it's too difficult, you find you're wobbling, just hold the leg pull, okay? Got a lot going on. We've got the core and the lumbar spine, but we've also added hamstring, back of the thigh, yeah, and the glutes, which is your bottom. So you've got quite a lot of muscles working all at the same time, and your breathing is full and deep. One more with each leg if you've added it. When you've done those 2, you're gently lowering all the way down onto your front. And we're bringing the arms down to our sides. Now, once you've got the hang of this, it's forehead down, okay? Legs, touch your big toes together and drop your heels out. We don't want to lift the legs or tighten the glutes, okay? Arms by your side. Now, this is important. The palms of your hands facing up. But when we peel the chest up, we also rotate, squeezing the shoulder blades together and palms face down, okay? So big toes together, belly button drawn up, breathe in, breathe out to peel up the chest, shoulders back and together, breathe in to lower. Breathe out to lift, shoulder blades back and together, breathe in to lower. Try and make sure you're not lifting those legs. Belly button is drawn up and in. Those core muscles are in place. This is called your rear deltoid squeeze. Strengthening through the mid-back, okay? Only lift as far as comfortable for you. So in your rear deltoid squeeze, remembering to rotate the wrist so the palm faces down. I'm going to ask you please for one more. Belly button up, guys. And release. Good. Hands are going to come down. You're going to bring yourself back up to box position. Back nice and flat, okay? I just want you to take one leg out. Then I want you to raise the leg. So from here, breathe in, breathe out, pulls out. Breathe in, it comes back in. Breathe out, it pulls to the side. Breathe in, it comes back in. So we just got that one leg coming out and in without tilting the hips, wobbling the body. Next option, to lengthen the opposite arm. You can have the arm lifted and still, or you can allow the arm to also come out at the same time as your leg. So this is a little adaptation on swimming, working through the core and the lumbar spine. Got mobility happening through the hip, and if you're moving the arm, also through the shoulder. So I'm going to ask you for one more on this side. When you place the hand and foot down, furthest point, then draw them back in. Other leg pushes out and raises up. Breathe in, breathe out, it comes out. Breathe in, it comes in. Without allowing your hip to drop. Breathe out, it comes out. Breathe in, it comes in. Your back is flat and still. Gosh, I'm sweating, guys. Breathe out and in. If you want to, opposite arm, you can just extend. You can just raise. Or you can add. Just stay aware of what your body's saying. If you begin to lean, if you forget to engage your core, then you need to go back down a level, okay? Everything in place, neutral spine, core muscles. Breathing, full, deep breaths. With or without the arm, I'm going to ask you please for 2 more repetitions. Then fingers and toes down and draw back in. We're just going to come into a basic leg pull, okay? So knees are down at level 1. Draw up the pelvis. Knees come up at level 2. We don't want the bottom in the air though, so keep that down. Literally imagine I've placed a broom or something on your back, so you have to stay straight. You can't have the bottom in the air. If you want level 3, after you've done level 1 and 2, you're coming up onto those hands. Breathe, full, deep breaths. Strengthen through the core. It should feel like I've grabbed hold of your belly button and I'm drawing it up towards the ceiling. Deep, full breaths. I'm going to ask you please for 3 more breaths, up to 3, yeah? Once you've completed those, you can gently lower and turn onto one side. Please make sure you're taking a drink, guys, yeah? I could have done with 2 glasses of water, I think. Lengthen out the body. Head rests out on the arm. Legs lengthened, toes pulled away. Hips one on top of the other. Don't roll over. This hand is there for your balance. Breathe in. As you breathe out, raise both legs. Your obliques are already working, okay? Both legs are raised to a comfortable height. Hand is there for balance. So with your top leg, take a breath in. Breathe out, kick your top leg forwards. Breathe in and return. Breathe out, kick your top leg forwards. Breathe in to return. I want you now to take the top leg back and then back to the middle. So I'd like a kick forward and then a kick backwards. Keeping your bottom leg lifted, held and still. If it's too difficult, take the bottom leg down. You're working the inner thigh on that bottom leg. You're working down the side of this top leg, core, lumbar spine, obliques. If you want to go further, you're going to take that supporting hand away. We could then also introduce a movement with the bottom leg. One goes forward, one goes backwards. But they remain straight. And they always come back to where they started. If your balance is really good, you can take that arm over so you're in a torpedo position. Core muscles zipped up and pulled in. Keep going for me. What I often see, your bottom leg as it goes behind will bend. So to stop that from happening, if you just make it a smaller movement, then the risk of bending that leg will be reduced, okay? Remember, top leg only, if that's as far as you want to go, yeah? Side kick. I'm going to ask you please, at your chosen level, only kicking as far as comfortable for you for one more breath. And once you've completed that, legs come together and gently lower them down. You're going to bend the bottom leg and tuck it underneath. Top leg is now straight, and I'd like you please to point your toes directly ahead. So the sole of your foot is now facing a wall, okay? Now, breathe in. As you breathe out, raise that leg. Hand is there for balance, okay? You could bring it all the way over or on the hip. It is a small, controlled movement, but as many repetitions as you can from one single exhale. Breathe in. As you breathe out, circle, rotate from the hip. Run out of breath, you breathe in and hold. You breathe out and circle the other way. Breathe in and hold. Breathe out and rotate. Breathe in and hold. Breathe out and rotate. All the way around. Mobilize the hip. So this is your one leg circle. Small controlled rotations, but as many as you can from one single exhale. Remembering to change the direction of those rotations each time you stop. So in your leg circle, please complete one more in each direction, one more breath in each direction. Once you've completed those, you can lower this leg and by all means give it a rub if you would like to. I'm then going to ask you please to push yourself to sit. Legs bent, feet down, shoulders down and relaxed. Nice lengthened spine. We're going to breathe in, sorry, just one sec. Arms crossed, slightly easier. Arms extended, slightly harder. So level 1, level 2. Breathe in, tilt the pelvis, C-shaped spine. Breathe out, rotate. Breathe in, come to the middle. Breathe out, come up. Breathe in to lower, tailbone under. Breathe out to rotate. Breathe in to come to the middle. Breathe out to come up. Now what I don't want you to do is to move your feet or your knees. You've got to keep both sides of the bottom down on the floor. And you're always coming back up to this nice lengthened spine. If you prefer, this is a matter of comfort, not to adjust your level, okay? So if you've got a tight hamstring or a lower back injury, you may prefer to work with straight legs. Take the option, see which is more comfortable for you. Whichever one is going to give you the more effective movement. Remember, feet and knees hips distance apart. Don't allow them to lift or wobble. Cup of tea on each knee. Breathe in and tilt, breathe out, rotate. I always get a little crack in my back when I do that, which is fine. It's gentle realignment through the spine. I remember years ago I used to see an osteopath for a neck injury. I got hit by a car. So he would crack my neck. And it's a scary, scary experience because you think he's broken you, but he hasn't. Good. I'm going to ask you for one more to each side. Once you've completed those two, I'm going to ask you to carefully lower all the way down onto your back and bring your legs out nice and straight. So your legs are lengthened, your toes are pointing away, shoulders are down, relaxed, core muscles in and in place. Neutral spine, so comfortable back, okay? Breathe in, point the toe, breathe out, lift the leg. Now you're going to hold the leg around the back of your thigh, breathe in. As you breathe out, walk the hands up the leg as far as comfortable, peeling the head and the shoulders off the floor. And then breathe in, gently lower, don't just drop, yeah? Lower with control. Other leg comes out, breathe in, hold. Breathe out, walk up the leg. So your leg is a tree. This exercise is called climb tree. And then gently release. So currently, we are walking our hands halfway up the tree. Just getting the shoulder blades up, chin off the chest, and gently releasing. If you want to go all the way to the top, you're going to come halfway. A little bit of help here. Breathe in, slightly lower the leg an inch. And then as you breathe out, it may give you the leverage to get all the way up. Nice long back. Your other leg has stayed on the floor. And then breathe in to gently lower. So if you want to, you add an extra breath to get you all the way up without moving the other leg. And then breathe in to release. What I see a lot when I teach this in class is that when people try and come higher, they end up moving the other leg. Don't. Try and keep it down. If that leg wants to lift, don't come any higher, okay? Good. Now, if you're thinking, oh my God, I can't do that, it's too much for my back, I can't get my shoulders up, then you could just do the jackknife, the leg bit, okay? And keep the shoulders down instead. Okay, so that is your option. You're lowering on an exhale, gently allowing that leg to come all the way down. Otherwise, if you're happy, if you can, in that climb tree, only coming as far as comfortable for you. Core muscles zipped up, pulled in. And I'm going to ask you, please, for one more on each side. Once you've completed those two, you can bend your legs and place the feet down. Once you're on your back, you need to find your neutral spine. So you need to make sure your back is comfortable. Your hips should be parallel. So if I placed a spirit level across your hips, bubble of air will be central and still. Breathe in. As you breathe out, bring one leg up to a right angle position. Knee in a right angled position. You should be able to reach that knee. If you can't, your leg is too far away, okay? If you can reach it, but you've got a big bend on your elbow, your leg is too close. So this is your 100. Core muscles working, neutral spine in place. You can stay here Or we can go a little bit further, breathe in. As you breathe out, you can lengthen the leg and hold it here. Diagonally extending the leg, toes pulling away, other leg has stayed in place. If you want to go further, breathe in, breathe out, bring up the upper body, the shoulders are raised, the head is raised, but the chin is off the chest. Breathe in, push down, 5 pushes from 1 exhale. Now if you want to go all the way, then you can bring the other leg up, keep it in right angle. Now, if you want to keep your leg bent and do the pulse, that is absolutely fine, okay? If you don't want to lift the upper body at all, that is fine. You are still working in this very first base level. Your core muscles are keeping that leg in place, otherwise it would just be dropping to the floor. So you've either got it bent or lengthened, you've either got your shoulders down or up with the pulse. Now, I'm going to ask you please for 2 more breaths. If you've got both legs lifted, the bent leg returns down, upper body comes down, and we bring that leg back to bent, okay? Keeping it bent at a right angle, breathe in. As you breathe out, touch the foot to the floor, and then breathe in to lift it back up. So we're coming straight in on scissor, breathe out as you lower, in as you raise. Maintaining that right angle behind your knee. If you want to go further, you can raise the other leg, but keep it absolutely still for me, please. That's a little bit more of a challenge than actually moving that leg. And then if you want to go further still, you can get the shoulders up, breathe out as you lower. The movement comes from the top of the leg through the hip flexor. We are not moving that knee. Breathe out to lower, breathe in to raise. And I'm going to ask you please, at the level you have chosen, for 2 more breaths, 2 more repetitions. And once you've completed those 2, if you've got both legs lifted, 1 foot at a time comes down, body returns down, and we're back to our base position. So breathing in, as you breathe out, bring the other leg up to your right angled position. Stay here, level 1. Deep, full breaths from the rib cage. If you want to go further, we're lengthening the leg 45 degrees, knees are parallel, point the toes away. Deep breath in through the rib cage and let it all away. If you want to go further, bring up the upper body, palms face down, breathe in, breathe out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in, breathe out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that leg is lengthened and you're pushing down. You can keep the leg bent and push if you prefer. And if you want to go all the way, bring the other leg up to a right angle. Engage the core and breathe. So hopefully you've found a level within all of those that you're comfortable with. Currently, this is your highest level that we're doing here. Slightly easier, have that other foot down. You can always keep the upper body lowered. And we're all starting from this position here. I'm going to ask you in your level for 3 more breaths, or up to 3, okay? After those 3, the bent leg, foot comes down, upper body lowers, bring that leg back to start position. Scissor, right angle in the knee, breathe in. As you breathe out, touch the foot down, breathe in to lift it up. I get a lot of the time, new people will say they can't get the hang of the breathing. Now with a lot of these exercises, the out breath is taking the leg away from you. The in breath is bringing the leg back towards you. There are a couple of exceptions with that, okay? But if you think out is out, or down, or away, and in, leg comes back in. Always keeping that leg bent at a right angle. If you want to go further, both legs raised, but keep that other leg still. And then further still, bring up the shoulders, the back, chin off the chest. Breathe out to lower, breathe in to raise. Maintaining the right angle behind those knees. Core muscles zipped up, pulled in, and in place. So I'm going to ask you, please, for 2 more repetitions, scissor. If you've got both legs lifted, 1 leg down at a time, and lower the upper body. Now, if you'd like to take a long body stretch here, please do feel free to do so. Lengthen out, point the fingers, point the toes. And then when you're ready, please transfer onto your other side. And you're going to lengthen out, head rests down on the arm, legs are lengthened, hips, knees, ankles, all one on top of the other. Hand is there for your balance. Breathe in. As you breathe out, raise both legs without rolling those hips. Okay? Top leg, breathe in. Breathe out to kick forwards. Breathe in to return. And again. Now you're only bringing the legs far forward as comfortable. We're going to take the leg back without rolling the hips and bring it back in. So you're going to have 1 kick forwards, always comes back to the middle, and then 1 kick backwards. Do you need your hand there? Could maybe you take it away. Now straight away, I can feel that I might wobble, I might roll. So the first thing I've done is made my movements smaller because that will help my balance. But if I'm still feeling like I'm going to roll, my hand is coming back down. And then if you want to, you can add the bottom leg. 1 goes forward, 1 goes backwards. But we are keeping those legs nice and straight, even when it goes behind us. If your balance is really good, your arm can come all the way over. There's no set height or distance on how far your legs move. But if you're moving them and your hips are rolling, then you're going too far. Side kick, working through the obliques, down that top leg, inner thigh on the bottom leg, core, lumbar spine. I'm going to ask you please, for 1 more breath, 1 more repetition, and then legs come together and gently lower. Good. Bend your bottom leg. Top leg nice and straight, remains in line with the body. Toes point forward, sole of the foot is facing the outside wall. Hand is there for balance. Breathe in. As you breathe out, raise the leg, only as far as comfortable, without rolling. Hips, chest, everything stays open. Breathe in. As you breathe out, circle. 5 circles, breathe in and hold. Breathe out and go back the other way. So that movement is coming from your hip. You're not moving your knee or your ankle. Hand is there for balance. You can take it all the way over. That bottom leg stays down and in place. Hip circle, mobility for the hip. Deep, full breath in. As you exhale, you're completing as many rotations as you can. And I'm going to ask you please for 1 more set of rotations in each direction. Then you can allow that leg to lower, and please feel free to give it a little rub if you need to. Well done. From here, carefully bring yourself back round into a box position. All I'm going to ask you to do from here is sit back on your heels and leave your arms stretched out. Nice little stretch round the shoulders, round the top of the back. also from the glutes where you're sitting back, bring yourself into box position. We are going to be making our way to stand. So if you know you need a little bit of help, then move towards something that you can use to help you stand, okay? We're going to be doing it nice and slowly. Do not rush, especially if you have got blood pressure issues, okay? You're going to carefully move yourself back so the hands come towards the knees. You're in a crouched position. Just going to come forwards a little bit, so I'm going to hit my radiator. Good. And that was a nice big knee crack. I don't know if you heard that one. Feet come down, chin tucks in. Breathe in. As you breathe out, begin to roll up through the back. Rebuild the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. All the way to the top. Head and neck raise last. Relax the shoulders down. Now, we need to make sure we're back in a really good standing position. So we're making sure we're balanced. We're not leaning forwards or back or more to one side. We're keeping our core muscles and our neutral spine in place. So we're standing tall. Relax the shoulders. Good posture, okay? Throughout your day, no matter what you've got planned, just keep asking yourself, are my core muscles in place? Is my neutral spine in place? Lift up onto your toes. Can you balance? And release. Lift up onto the toes. Balance. And release. Well done. So you're going to lift up onto the toes. Balance it here. And just close your eyes if you can. Are you as balanced as you thought? And release. Well done there. So that is your Pilates for today, guys. Looks like we're going to have a lovely weekend weather-wise, so please enjoy it. Stay safe in the sun. Stay safe in general, okay? So whatever you've got planned, please just enjoy it. Well done for this morning. We are back with Pilates. You have to wait until Wednesday, okay? However, there are other Pilates sessions already on our Facebook feed. Just scroll through, and on our YouTube channel, there's Pilates on there as well. We are back at 4 o'clock with aerobics. Have a lovely time throughout the day. Take care, and we'll see you again soon.